Kids Are Chefs, where we prepare a great meal on a great topic. I'm Chef Graham, and with me today is
Chef Christian.
And we'll be discussing study habits.
Many teenagers and kids like myself just hate studying. Studying takes up, too much time, but at the end of the day, it's very, very worth it because it's going to help us with quizzes and tests and many assignments that our teacher gives us. And, just study. Studying is very important.
Yeah, and it's really hard to study because I'm homeschooled, and it's just really hard to have good study habits when you're homeschooled, but it helps overall with time management and just everything homeschooled.
Now, Chef Graham and myself will be making 2 different types of tacos. I'm going to be making 3-bean tacos with ground turkey.
And I'll be making 3-bean tacos with ground turkey and gluten-free tortillas.
Our guest today is Dr. Mack, who will be teaching us about study habits.
Thank you, Graham and Christian, for having me here today. It's really nice being here today to talk to you all about study habits and to prepare what looks like it's going to be a really great meal. I'm Jeff Mack. I'm an associate professor of English from Albany State University in Albany, Georgia. And I'm not the best at studying, believe it or not. It took me a long time to kind of figure out what works best for me. But I think over the years I've figured out a few things I can share with you all. And we'll see if we can make some magic happen today.
Experamac Midtown Atlanta offers professional Apple-related services in the area. We buy, sell, trade, and repair Apple computers, iPhones, and iPads, and offer some of the best pricing available anywhere for Apple products and repairs. We are the authority on Apple repairs and trade-ins. Whether you're looking to trade, buy, sell an Apple product, or just need to repair your glass screen, stop by our Midtown Atlanta Experamac store or call us at 404-963-6754 today for a free quote.
Alright, we're back here at Cook's Warehouse. We are cooking our ground turkey. It's really hard to study. How do you get that motivation put behind studying?
Well, motivation is nothing more than a habit. And it's like any habits, you have to kind of work at it to kind of get better at it. So one of the more important things to keep in mind about effective study habits is to be present when you're actually studying. I think there's a book by Dave Ellis, and the book is called Becoming a Master Student. And one of the things he talks about in that book is be here now. A lot of the things that gets in our way is that when we say we're studying, we're not really focusing on the task. We're doing other things. We're either on our devices or we're worrying about what's going to happen next on the TV show that we're going to watch, or what's going to happen when we get with our friends. There's all these different sort of outside distractions that get in the way, and that starts to disrupt what we're actually sitting down to do when we say we're supposed to be studying. So be here now is the first thing when we talk about motivation. Establish that habit.
I heard that you're coming out with a book in 2018. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, the book is called Critical Perspectives. It's a collection of essays for college writers. And what it does is offer students who are taking composition in their first year of college, Comp 1 the first semester, Composition 2 in the second semester. It offers those students an opportunity to talk about some of these broader kind of social issues or religious issues or political issues that are affected, and students are affected by, but they haven't really been given an opportunity to discuss those things and write about them and think about them and research them. So the book is a collection of essays that deal with a lot of those kinds of social and political issues.
All right, so what advice can you give to young teenagers like myself who just hate studying, absolutely hate it, just doesn't want to at all?
Well, studying is not something that you do alone, believe it or not. When you're actually studying, you are part of a group. There are people that you can rely on when you say you want to study that can help hold you accountable for the thing that you say you want to do. Like say for instance, one of the things that helped me when I was in grad school was becoming part of a network of young scholars. There were a lot of people who were in the same predicament that I was in. We had all this work to do, and we didn't have enough time, we felt, to get it done. So we sort of bonded a network. And whenever I felt tired or felt like I needed to kind of get away, I would call on some of my friends, and they would hold me accountable to the things that I said I wanted to do. So studying wasn't something that I was actually doing by myself. There was a group of people that were working with me to make sure that I was being true to the task that I said I wanted to be.
Now, Dr. Mack, I remember you telling us about time management, and that's something that I do need to work on because usually in my time I'm either playing video games, sleeping, or doing other things. But and like I know it's like some things that I could be doing, or some things that I want to do but just never do because I'm not gonna lie, I'm sometimes lazy. I could, I actually have a test on Tuesday, no, next Wednesday that I could be studying for, but procrastination is
It's not your friend.
it's not our friend
No, it's
at
not.
all.
It's not
At
your
all.
friend. It's not a friend. And a lot of students think that they do their best work under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a day or two to get this thing done, so I'm focusing on it in that moment, and all my energy and all my efforts is going into that one thing. But that's when you make your most mistakes, because you are trying to get it done in a hurry. Your mind is divided between the little bit of time that you have to get it done, and then the person that you were trying to get it done for. So you're rushing, trying to get all this stuff done at the last minute, and it never really turns out the way that you think. Because I know I'm like that. I mean, I'm not a procrastinator, but I have a lot of things on my plate. And so I try to multitask. And multitask is not a good thing either, because you do a little bit of, you try to do a lot of things in a little bit of time, and you end up not getting much done in the time that you allot yourself. And so, so having a good system, a sheet that you can print off on the internet, and then you can map your whole week out. And every day, every hour, you write in your classes, you write in your time with your friends, you write in your time for studying. You should be studying maybe an hour or 2 hours for each class that you have that day. All that should be written in that week. And then every Sunday, you write the next week up. Right? And then that means you're going to get very selfish with your time, and some of your friends, and even some of your family members might get a little irritated by you because you'll be saying no a lot. But ultimately, the plan is for you to get the kind of tools that you need to be successful later on. Right? So you aren't just studying, like I was saying before, you aren't just studying for the test. You're studying to learn these skills that'll help you in that test and then other tests. You know how to approach that same sort of system. You use that same sort of system to help you in your math classes, in your English classes, in your history classes. Right? So the process is always going to be the same when you approach sitting down and focusing your energies on that different assignment.
I've always been told don't study just to study. Like study to learn the material that way the next day or like the next week the teacher like asks us a question about this set subject. I already like know what it's already about.
Exactly. I mean, you know how to access it, no matter how they throw it at you. Like in my class, I teach world literature, and I lecture a lot of times in my world lit class. But my exams are multiple choice. And students struggle with the multiple choice because it's one of those choose the most correct answer type of tests. And nobody likes those. I mean, they kind of they're crappy tests. But the answer is there, but you have to really focus on how the answer is pitched. And if you're studying and you're accessing that material and then getting it in you, no matter how somebody spins it, the answer is going to stand out. And so you've developed a way of looking and understanding the material so that you recognize the right response or the most correct response. If it's a definition exam, or if it's an essay exam, or if it's a multiple choice, one of my tricky little multiple choice exams, it doesn't matter. You've learned how to master that information.
Right.
Alright, well, I think it's time to eat.
Yes.
These tacos look fantastic. Let's go ahead and try it.
Well,
Wow.
that's very good. It's very good. You all are some wonderful. I'm sorry. You all are some wonderful chefs. It's very good. I enjoy this. This is nice. It was really nice coming to visit with you all today.
We appreciate you coming back.
Oh, thank you very much for having me here. Just one last little tidbit of information for you. Always keep in mind when you study that the payoff is worth the cost. That's what one of my professors told me once. That whatever your ultimate plan is, what your ultimate goal is, it's worth whatever it takes to help you accomplish that goal. So if I want an A, that means that I have to commit myself to doing the work that will get me that A. And not be that kind of person that says, I want an A, but then I'm not willing to do anything. I don't want to study, don't want to go to class, don't want to buy the books, don't want to try, but I want an A. Don't be that kind of person. So the payoff is always worth the cost. Whenever you come into a class that you don't particularly like, a subject that you don't like, don't give up on that subject. keep a couple things in mind. The faculty member, the teacher there, is always trying to help you pass. All right, so rely on him or her, and go and ask whatever questions that you need from them. They'll give you the information that you need. All right, don't be afraid to ask them questions. They're paid to answer your questions. And also understand that there are other people in the class who may not understand as well. So ask questions in class and ask for additional feedback, because you'll be helping you, and you'll also be helping some of your classmates. Right? And the last thing is, don't give up. It will always work out if you keep moving forward, trying to get a better understanding of that information. All right?
Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for sharing, giving us some tips and advice for study habits. I really appreciate it, because that's something that I really need to work on myself.
All right, that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Come back and see us again here at Kids Are Chefs. Bye.